Are we blurry AF?
I can't really see anything, to be quite frank. But what's up, guys? Welcome back to The Guide. It is another fun episode for you.
It indeed will be.
No, it is. Honestly, this is a topic that Emily and I, it's like, obviously, I don't say obviously. I think a lot of people have like near and dear to their heart, or like want to live this like healthy balance between like, I still want to be the fun girly that goes out, gets drinks and eats tacos, but also goes to the gym. But it's also really expensive to have a full like healthy lifestyle like these influencers do put on. Like, what's that balance and what does that look like?
And what's realistic?
So we got this DM back in September, and she said, hey, I have a question. Sasha was wondering if you guys would do a podcast talking about exercise and how you guys keep your routine up without life or people getting in the way, and what things you eat. I feel this would be a good podcast idea. Basically, give exercise advice, because I swear one time on the podcast I was listening to Kellen, and you said you work out, and Emily, I'm sorry if you're wrong, but I think that you do as well. I've been struggling with being consistent with exercise because I'm burnt out, but also I feel like exercise is for the rich to enjoy and the poor to struggle with. Essentially, the fact that healthy food is way more expensive. It's cheaper to buy junk food than it is healthy food. And she's basically just asking like how we find that good balance between all of that. And to be fair, it's really hard.
Yeah. And
it's a lot of trial and error.
Yeah, definitely. And I think like, disclaimer, this is what has worked for us. I would never come out and say I'm the healthiest person alive, or even that like I'm healthy. You know what I mean? I feel like all of this is kind of just like, this is what works for us and what gets us passionate about moving our bodies and putting things into our bodies that we think are good.
Right.
But this is only what works for us. So just upfront.
Yeah. Disclaimer, we are not anyway like licensed or like influencers of this space, or like have the credibility of any sort to say that like, this is what you should eat every single day and you're gonna be skinny, because that's just unrealistic. I think to like start though, we could talk about burnout and being burnt out and like your exercise and the things that you do, because she does bring that up. And I think Emily right now is a prime example of being burnt out in like the workout space. So if you want to kind of talk about that.
Yeah, definitely. Like I also just my whole life I've had a very short attention span to my hobbies, to things that interest me. And so a big thing that keeps me passionate about anything in life is just change. We've kind of always joked about like being uncomfortable is like kind of important to us. We never want to feel too comfortable, because that's kind of when we're our lowest performance.
Get really lax.
Just in life, like not even fitness, just whatever. For me, I was hitting a plateau at the gym with my motivation, with my interest in what I was doing, with the types of workouts I was doing. I was burnt out. Like, that's a perfect way to put it. It was just boring to me. I didn't care. And so I wasn't going to the gym anymore. I was just like, whatever. I just did a huge pivot. And some people, this is something that may not work for them, but for me, in this week alone of me training for something completely different than what I was training for before, I've fallen in love with exercise again. Like, it's been 7 days and I'm already like excited. Like when I have a break day, I'm like, damn.
Yeah. I want to keep training.
What am I supposed to do?
Yeah. No, I know.
And for the past month and a half, I never felt that way. I was dreading going to the gym. I was dreading doing a workout. I was dreading just basically moving my body. I didn't want to do it. I think
a big thing to burnout is just switch it up, try new things. Like I love working out. It's something that I do every single day. Obviously right now it doesn't look the same, being that I just had shoulder surgery. So it's not the same, and which is also very frustrating to me. But if you think that I've stayed away from the gym at all, no. Literally, I got my stitches out and I said I'm gonna go ride the bike. Like,
not even that. Like, literally, her mom was still here when she had her surgery. Like within 3 days, she went on like a 4-mile walk. Like, this bitch was probably still high on her drugs and went on a walk. That's just, like, the type of person she is.
Yeah.
And, like, I think that's another reason, like, maybe you haven't experienced burnout, because you are very willing to pivot on the types of things that you do.
And I love just, like, moving my body. To me, that's super important, but it's also something I've done my whole life. And, like, but I mean, like, everybody does experience burnout, and I think a big thing, and, like, Emily didn't even mention it in that segment, but, like, the biggest thing to help with your burnout is to kind of have, like, an end goal, or, like, something to, like, motivate you to keep going. So for Emily, it was signing up to do a marathon. And, like, that is why this past 7 days has literally been, like, a whole new world for you, because you're like, I have a goal. And trust me, in 3 weeks from now, she's gonna probably be like, F that. I'm not doing this anymore. But then you kind of, like, you're like, well, no, I still have a goal. I'm going to keep going. Right. And that's a big thing for me.
Chasing towards something.
Exactly. That's a big thing for me, too. Like, even in my whole workout journey, as I always have, like, not necessarily dates, but it's like, okay, I'm working towards this. And I think that really helps to some capacity, whether it's a date for a wedding, whether it's, like, a date for a marathon, or the date that you're trying to be like, hey, we're going to the beach this day and I want to look good, or whatever. I just think that, like, having that goal keeps you on track.
Yeah, and I think
keeps it fun.
I think to what you said, you gave, like, a lot of great examples of, like, aesthetic goals to reach, but I think honestly an even bigger thing is just, like, having goals in your progress. So like, for me, when I was lifting regularly, my goal was always like, okay, I want to hit this weight. Like, I want to be able to lift this heavy, or I want to be able to do this movement without being tired after doing it 4 times. Like, things like that are just as important, and honestly, I feel like motivate you more than a body goal, because I think a lot of times those make you hate the gym.
I will be completely honest with you, and, like, a big switch also from going from being a competitive athlete to just kind of doing it, like, for fun and, like, leisure activity is that, like, you cannot only be doing fitness for the looks of your body. You need to be doing fitness because you want your lifestyle to be well-rounded. You want to have good sleep. You want to have, like, an energetic day. Honestly, working out gives you energy.
Have an appetite. Like,
have an appetite,
like,
yes.
Eating was a really hard thing for, like, the past year, and it sounds stupid, but I mean, we talk about it all the time, like, with each other, but, like, when you don't eat enough, it's actually harder to lose weight. And so, like, I was under eating because I wasn't working up an appetite by moving my body. So that's, like, another big thing too.
There's so many more benefits outside of aesthetics that I think are a lot more valuable. Now, granted, everyone, I think, gets into working out because they want to lose weight, or they want to look a certain way, they want to grow an ass, or whatever it is, right? But, like, there's honestly so many more benefits to working out, and once you kind of start seeking those things out, that's actually what you crave more than, like, the aesthetic look of it.
Because all of that shit will eventually come when you're doing it. Just that's kind of the way your body works. I mean, I think the biggest thing on all of that is, like, creating realistic goals for your, like, movement of your body, not for the way you want your body to look. That's what's really going to help you fall in love with it too, because you're not, like, when you don't achieve a certain aesthetic, it's very frustrating, but when you make your goal something that isn't something you see in the mirror, those goals are the best. Like, they feel, and
honestly, the ones that you want to see in the mirror kind of go away.
Totally. Like, you don't care about that anymore.
No, it's 100%. And also, I think, like, the more you get into it, the more you start, for me personally, the more I just started to love myself no matter how I looked. No matter, like, if this side of my body didn't look the exact same way that, like, starting fitness I wanted to look. Like, now I'm like, I don't give a shit. Like, I work really hard. I eat pretty well. And, like, I love myself for that. And it, like, kind of just comes with it.
And you fall in love to, like, other ways that your body can look. Like, I said this in a very, very early vlog, but literally, like, I had a moment a couple months ago where I looked in the mirror and I was like, holy shit. Yeah. You look fucking hot. This isn't the body you thought you wanted. No. But it looks fucking good.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
And I think once you kind of break that barrier of, like, these unrealistic expectations that especially the fitness influencer community has put on people, working out's so much fun.
So 2 things there. One, I think throw away the scale. It's stupid.
You don't need it.
The scale is so stupid, because if I told you how much I weigh, you would not believe it.
Right.
Like, it doesn't, like, what you see on the internet, this person who you think has the most perfect body, you think probably weighs 130 pounds, doesn't.
Right.
Like, it's just unrealistic. Also, how tall are they? Are you taller than them?
Where do they carry their muscle? Where do they carry their fat? Like, a number means literally nothing.
It doesn't mean anything. Because also, it doesn't walk around on your forehead. Nobody cares.
No, nobody will ever know.
Number 2 is when you are like trying to get into fitness, the easiest thing right now is like go to TikTok, go to Instagram, and then you see these people that are selling programs, and like though that they look aesthetically, guess what, you're not going to look like them, because you are you and they are them. So do not think that like by doing their program or following what they do to a T, you're going to look like them, because you're not going to. You're still going to look like you. And honestly, what they do for themselves probably doesn't benefit you the exact same way.
Totally. And like honestly, I think that was a big learning curve for me, because I would be following this influencer's plan to a T, and I would even argue like sometimes it's like not as hard as you need it to be too. Like I would be doing some of these influencers who had shredded bodies. They looked insane, lifting their weight, and I was like, this isn't that hard for me. Like and they're shaking in their video, but it's all based off of what your body needs. So learning that the form is one thing to take away from those things, but verbatim plan, unless you have an actual coach who knows you and knows your goals, just learn the motions, but don't go off of what other people are telling you.
Correct.
If anything costs money, don't do it. If anybody's selling you a program, if anybody's selling you
supplements,
routine, supplements, don't do it. Because I will say one thing, especially getting into this running stuff, there were so many things, like sign up for the 13-day or 13-week, like, you know, training program, all this stuff. You can find it all on the internet. You can Google it, you can figure it out, you can YouTube it, like, it's out there. If you want to do the program because it's easier and takes less time, that's fine, but the cost of it for me is not worth it.
So, 2 like things to that point is like supplements is a big thing. Like people want you to buy supplements, and it's like, oh, buy this powder, buy this pill, buy whatever. First of all, most of it's a scam, because I personally believe that you can get whatever you need through food. The 2 supplements that I would take when I'm like really into my workout journey is protein powder, because I personally can't eat enough like meat protein to get everything that I need. So I eat like a vegan.
I just can't afford it. I could eat it.
Yeah, but also like, so vegan protein is my go-to. I personally don't like whey. It makes me bloated. Also, I can't have dairy, so there's that. 2 would be creatine, honestly, because it does help your muscles.
It fucking makes a difference.
Creatine makes a difference, and it's like the most research-regulated supplement ever.
You don't need anything else besides those.
So those 2 things, after that, literally food. Fueling yourself properly is going to be tremendous for everything else in your life. So even like down to taking like pre-workout, honestly, it's going to do more harm to your body than it will good. My two suggestions for you to take pre-workout would be like a coffee, just like a straight black coffee, having that, or like a green tea of some sort. Those are the 2 most natural ways to get.
And then also if you want to pump, if that's why you're doing pre-workout, you don't want the caffeine, if you literally add like a teaspoon of salt to water and drink that before you work out, it's the exact same effect.
And also those are a lot cheaper than buying, all 3 of those things are a lot cheaper than buying little thing of pre-workout.
Yeah, they might not taste like Warhead candy,
but Welch's grape juice.
But I mean, it'll get the job done, and it's very affordable to do it that way.
100%.
Listen to your body. If you are feeling like shit that day, you don't feel like you got enough sleep, if your knee is hurting, if your elbow's hurting, if your fucking nose is bleeding, just take a break. It's okay. Also, nobody's holding a gun to your head. Like, it will be okay. You can move tomorrow. If you can't do it tomorrow, you can move next week. Like, you'll get there. And don't like punish yourself for taking a break or like needing some time off or food journey. If you slip up in that, also do not punish yourself and restrict or go run 10 miles to burn off the calories.
Because your body doesn't know that today's cookie, like it doesn't know that. So eat a cookie today. If you're at a party, have the cupcake. It's completely okay.
Just fucking do it.
Tomorrow, get back on track. Like it's completely okay. Consistency is key. Listening to your body's massive. And like honestly, the last thing that you can easily do for free for yourself is have a routine. That's a big one too, because like your body recognizes routine. It recognizes if you wake up in the morning and you instantly wash your face, it knows like, okay, we're waking up now.
So if I have a routine, it definitely helps with my goals. And I will say, like, one of the biggest parts of a routine that I've realized works is my sleep schedule. So especially when you're getting into fitness or like trying to like better yourself and be balanced, sleeping full 8 hours changes your life.
It really does.
I didn't practice sleeping 8 hours for probably the past like 3 years. Like I wouldn't consistently get 8 hours of sleep. This past week I've slept 8 hours every single night. My skin is better. My fucking mood is better. I'm way more productive throughout the day. I don't know. It's great.
No,
The doctors knew what they were doing with that recommendation.
No, sleep is key. And that all honestly comes with like an overall healthy, balanced like lifestyle. And it's like the way that you eat, the amount of water that you drink, the routine that you create, also the sleep that you have, like all of those things are needed in order to honestly live a healthy lifestyle, whether like the scale tells you that or not.
Yeah, whatever your definition of healthy lifestyle is.
So, okay, the other part of this question that we were asked is about money. She said that she feels that, you know, being healthy and living a fit lifestyle is for the rich and just for the poor to kind of suffer. I couldn't agree to like that point of being like, honestly, living a healthy lifestyle does seem pretty expensive, especially up front, like trying
Especially
to like
not marketed towards affordability either.
No, it is like knocking at the door when you're trying to get into this whole lifestyle. It's like, holy shit, here's all these programs, here's all these supplements. How do people afford any of this? This is my like biggest tip to you is just when you're replacing your things, replace it with healthier options. So you're not buying it all at once because literally I can't afford that, you can't afford that. That's not realistic. Like you're not going out and being like, well, everything I have in this pantry, you're gone. No. If you are,
And that's just wasteful.
it is just very wasteful. So like little things, like if you love to like make pancakes or whatever, start making them at home and you have all-purpose flour. Personally, all-purpose flour, I wouldn't really use it, especially like if you're trying to hit certain macros, and like almond flour would be your best option to change it with. Finish your all-purpose flour and then buy your almond flour. Yes, it's more expensive, but it's only one thing at that time. The next time you're at the grocery store, if you run out of
Coffee creamer.
Yeah, if you run out of your coffee creamer, but now this time you wanna supplement it with either something that has like less sugar in it or is like even like a protein milk or something.
Yeah, I will
finish
say,
what you have and then
that is like the greatest life hack if you're a sweet coffee drinker, like replacing your creamer with like a protein shake. Game changer. Like it's so good. Like I did that last time I bought that.
or like chocolate
the-
protein shake and then putting coffee in it.
Real good life hack.
It is really good. Those are like little hacks for you. Like you don't need to just be eating like rice cakes and freaking
nothing
cottage
about
cheese.
like diet culture is going to be like A, sustainable and B, enjoyable. Like I think that's the whole point of this whole video is like this is stuff that you should enjoy. So if you're not enjoying it, do it differently. Like if you know,
if you're not enjoying it, it's also not going to work for you.
yeah, like, and I think that was like my thing with the whole like my workout routine. I was like, I'm not enjoying this anymore. Like I need to switch it up, but like I could have also just taken a break for a few months and figured shit out. Like the whole point of all of this video is like, yes, it's hard and it's you know an extra thing to prioritize, but also like it's okay to like not like it and do something else.
Right. Yeah. You're 100% right. I think it's also what works for you. If it's not working for you, change it up.
Yeah.
There's a lot of options out there. I don't think that like you should be buying programs or paying all this money to like live a good, healthy lifestyle. You can do a lot of things that are within your budget. Like eating food, I think it's the biggest one and probably like the most money you're going to spend.
Yeah.
And truthfully for that, eat lean and green. All your meals should be lean and green. So having vegetables and lean proteins to it.
Yeah.
Like you don't have to just eat rice and chicken every single day.
Eat the other stuff too. Like eat the fucking vegetables and chicken or whatever, but like eat the other shit. If you want chips, eat the fucking chips.
Truthfully, if 85% of your diet is clean by your definition, if you have some chips, if you have a cookie, if you have a cupcake, if you have a beer at night, who cares?
Yeah, no. And you'll be way happier.
Honestly, yeah. Once I learned that like it's okay to do that and like forgiveness, grace is the biggest thing in this. You have to give yourself so much grace. Once I learned that, I actually like my body changed and like I transformed and like the way that like I wanted to see myself and everything like being like, oh, that's okay that I had a cupcake. Like, it's okay. Truthfully, like giving yourself grace and doing things that you want to, like it's big.
Yeah, that's what's gonna work. My last bit of advice would just be like, if the gym is something that's outside of your budget, or, you know, buying certain like gym equipment type things like shoes or workout clothes, like whatever, like there's definitely inexpensive ways to go about it. There's a shit ton of like YouTube workout videos that are out there. During the pandemic, I fucking did so many little dance classes, like Zumba things. Like you can move your body in ways that are affordable. I promise. It might not be like ideal for you, but to get things started, it's definitely accessible. Even just going outside and taking a walk. That's all you gotta do.
My last bit of advice too for you girlies is do not be afraid to lift heavy. Like, lifting heavy is not just for the freaking boys, okay? Lift heavy, because that is like, if that's what you're into and you want to pick up weights and it's not just about doing Pilates.
Even if it's not, you should still try it a few times.
Yes, because lifting heavy, first of all, to me, different mind like set, like I don't know, it's like it's cool to like see what you can actually do with your body, and like the fact that you can like lift up more than your body weight. It is very satisfying, number one, but number two, like that is honestly, to me personally, where I saw the biggest difference when I started lifting heavy. That's what's going to transform your body. It's going to help you lose weight. It's going to help you get
that booty.
Get the booty. Nicer arms,
also
nicer
your tits.
legs, better tits.
My boobs were sitting higher when I was doing chest workouts.
Literally, lifting heavy will not make you bulky. I promise you that. It will
Unless
not
you're
make you
doing
bulky.
steroids, you're not going to look like
You're not going to be a man. You're going to be hot as hell.
Yeah.
So lift heavy.
Yeah.
Also, I love Pilates. I love yoga. I love all of that. But yeah, honestly, we've done a lot of things. We've tried a lot of different things within like this whole journey. This is just what works for us to live a balanced lifestyle. Thank you for writing in. We actually really appreciate getting a write-in and getting something to talk about, because this is something that we do both really like.
And at the end of the day, we want you to decide what you want to do.
Exactly. And with that, thank you guys for watching another episode of The Guide. We really appreciate the write-in, so make sure you can DM us on our Instagram at society97.pod. And you can also send us an email at society97.pod@gmail.com. And we would love to like dissect what you guys have to say.
Yeah.
All right, well, thank you guys. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.